Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order. First order of business, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next order of business, our town manager is getting done. This is his last meeting. I want to thank him for his services.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
He had a strong stretch coming into this, so he had his hands full. Our new town manager is Penny Wu, and she'll be starting December 1st, so our first meeting. She'll come into it strong, I hope. Consider of any changes, additions, or removals to the agenda?
We just have a couple. We can strike item 7, tree warden. We can strike item 11. That will be brought up at the next meeting. In replacement of 11, we need to add the select board to schedule a public hearing on the standalone flood regulations. So we'll do that at 11, and that will just be to schedule the public hearing on the 11th.
Okay. Comments from citizens? Okay, department head reports. Everybody has them?
Excuse me, you missed number 3.
Oh, you're right.
Thank you.
Approved minutes of previous meeting, October 6th.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Do I have a second? Justin?
Section 12K, Justin asked if Okemo was happy without a structured or detailed lease, not a mile marker.
Justin, could you repeat what that was again?
Section 12K, I think it's on page 8.
Got it. And what did you say about that?
I asked Okemo if they were happy without a structured or detailed lease.
Okay, I'll add that word for you.
Anything else?
I think Arthur had his hand.
That's it for me.
Okay.
That's public comment.
So being, with that correction, any other discussion? Not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Oh, who seconded the motion?
You can, I did.
All right.
Maybe Noah did.
I think Scott did.
Whoever you want.
Those opposed, guys have it. Department head reports you have. Any discussion on department head reports? Justin?
Thank you, Chair. Under building and grounds, I don't know if you remember, Mr. McNamara, but I recommended that we start a high school building steering committee. And I was curious how many hours Mr. McPherson put into the high school building. I see an alarm issue and a roof repair.
So that varies on, obviously, an as-needed basis. He's not there as a daily maintenance facility director, but he is there obviously when there's an issue, so an alarm issue, if there's an alarm issue, fire alarm, security alarm, he'll respond to that. The roof there was a leak in the roof, so he was down coordinating that. Most recently, he's also there because water and wastewater are there as well, because we're required to do their yearly testing for lead there as well. So again, it varies. It's not like Kevin is there 5 hours a day or 10 hours a week. It depends on the situation.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on department head reports? Okay, moving on. Possible approve of request licenses, permits, 199 Main Street liquor and tobacco license and 143 Main Street tobacco license.
You have those for 199 Main Street, that's just for a liquor license and a tobacco license as written. And 143 Main Street is a tobacco license substitute.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys opposed? Guys have it.
Excuse me, this is Arthur Perlman. I represent 199. My question is, was the tobacco license also approved?
Yes. Yes, it
Thank you.
was.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ludlow Police Department presentation by Chief Warfel.
Good evening, everybody. I think it's important to recognize our employees, certain names and not just with that. The first award I have tonight is the Longevity Award. David Bennett is here tonight. He's our rough and grumpy nighttime afternoon dispatcher. He started his career in his home state of New Jersey. We thank you for that. But has served as a dispatcher for almost 10 years and he came to Vermont. He started part-time the first day. Oh, yeah. And since October 18th of 2015, he's been with us for 10 years. So that's a good year for him. You wanna come down, David? Longevity Service Award for 10 years of service.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Next award I have here, the Meritorious Service Award. It goes to 3 members of the department. Before I took over as chief, I want to, one of my goals was to upgrade our equipment and lights and electricity. And over the past 6 months, Officer Hauser, Officer Foote, Sergeant Riley, and myself have upgraded the lights, sirens, and a bunch of safety equipment. Through donations from Maryland, and Divide Sky, we're going to equip all of vehicles with high-quality lights, safety partitions, weapon limit system, and during the time, we actually installed our cameras. I got a quote before we decided to install from a company over in New Hampshire, and they wanted like $6,000 just to install the equipment that we already had. That wasn't everything that we had, so I believe this is really a recognition, dedication to employees that save taxpayers thousands of dollars by selling this equipment. You understand now why it's so expensive, because it's worth it. Again, I want to thank Santina, Whalen, and Divide Sky for their generous donations. And also want to thank Officer Hauser, Officer Foote, Sergeant Riley, who's doing the Lord's work right now, in Southern Town, for the dedication. And I have Meritorious Service Award. Officer Hauser.
Thank you, George.
And Sergeant Riley is not here. That's all I got.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, moving on to number 9, municipal reappraisal outlook. Ryan.
Hey, everybody. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to introduce myself. Anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Sylvester, town assessor, doing a statistical reappraisal for next year's grand list, particularly the 2026 grand list. So I just wanted to give a brief overview and also field any questions from the board or any members of the public here in regards to what that entails. So the biggest thing and the difference between the statistical reappraisal and the full reappraisal is we're not going and knocking on every door, doing interior inspections, remeasuring every building in the entire community. We satisfy the data study sample to the state of Vermont, and what that's going to allow us to do is adjust our assessments based on market conditions that are current today and for the last 3 years. So we're going to go back in time 3 years in sales. And we do this to correct the CLA. The CLA is currently 66. So meaning that for education, the state equalizes every assessment by that difference to 100. So you pay municipal taxes on your current assessment without any adjustment. You pay education taxes on your assessment plus 34% right now. And that's not indiscriminate. That percentage goes onto everybody's parcel, and that's how they tax their education. That's notice it's very regressive, meaning that it benefits the higher value properties and punishes the lower value properties in town. So with taxation being all about equity, a statistical reappraisal it's one thing, it's far less of cost, far less of kind of out in the public eye, really, nagging people, getting appointments. It allows us to correct that CLA so that everybody's paying on an equalized tax assessment as opposed to basically a best guess, right, that the state's coming up with, basically just saying, you have property selling for far more than you have it assessed for in town. So we're going to equalize everybody's budget, just bulk percentage and get our taxes that way. This way, because, so for example, stuff out on East Hill is not going to increase in value as much as stuff on the lake, right? So we want to adjust those assessments as they should be to reflect their current fair market value, as opposed to everybody just getting this 34% increase on their ed assessment. So going to be starting, we do a full field review. So firstly, the way we're able to do this is that we have robust zoning in town. We do about 200 to 250 site visits a year. And we add about anywhere between $20 to $25 million in grant list value annually. That's over the last 5 years. I can say that for sure. That's enormous grant list growth annually. That's just reflecting our new construction. So when we do a statistical reappraisal, we need to make sure that our data is good, and I feel it is. And to ensure that, I'm also going to do a full field review where I'm going to drive to every parcel in town, and I'm going to set final values and check the data and flag any parcels that have any new construction that we haven't captured, and those parcels will have a full data collector, and have a full observation block around the house. So really just want to open up any questions anybody has.
When's the last time we've done a full appraisal?
It was 2021. So in 2021, we used sales going back to 2018. And so we had 2018, 2019, and 2020 sales. That was right as the market really started to ramp up. So when you look at that sales market statistically, we're low. We're low. I mean, 6 months after the 21 reappraisal was published, the market was cruising. So been able to hold the line basically with the state with the equalization study. That's where they basically asked me to validate all of our sales and adjust them for things like new construction, any type of concessions with the sale, disqualified sales that aren't true arm's length transactions. So that all that goes into the C. That's how they calculate the CLA. So we do the best we can with that equalization study to throw out some crazy sales if we can justify it so that they don't affect the statistics for everybody in town. but we have hundreds of transactions a year, and the market speaks. So we're able to do a statistical reappraisal within 5 years of the last poll.
Okay. Justin?
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Silvestri, I didn't catch all of that, but I do have a couple questions for you. First being, I believe our CLA you said was 66, which is significantly lower than the last time you came and spoke before us. Is that correct?
Yeah, we dropped at 12 to 14 points from 2024 to 25. So just to get.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then and I'm sorry to cut you off. I got a little bit of a lag here, so I apologize. My second question is, because it was so high post 2021, and you have to do it every 5 years, with the market now is probably changing from post-COVID into kind of a different market. How does that play out over the next course of years? Would it be self-correcting, or will we have to do another reappraisal?
So the state has just recently changed legislation so that reappraisals must be done every 6. So this is a stopgap where we can do a statistical prior to a full, which would be 60% more cost. So the statistical, it satisfies the state. We're under order for reappraisal. It satisfies the state, and this is something that we're able to do. As far as the market, so I have to use, per state statute, 3 years of sales. So it'll be April 1st of 2022 to April 1st of 2023 to April 1st of 2026. All the sales in Ludlow, and those are the sales I'm going to have to use to set the market, to set values throughout town. If we start to see, say, a stark decline in the market, which we have, the market here has really plateaued. I'm starting to see some things. Inventory is lingering. People aren't getting the lottery, anymore. Basically, selling something for $750 that's worth $5. Right? We saw a lot of that. The market's still very strong, but if we set the reappraisal in 26 and sales start coming in below assessment, that CLA will go above 100, and then the state will reduce your equalized educational assessment by that percentage. So if the CLA is 110, your equalized education grand list will be less 10% from our actual grand list that's taxed for the municipality. So the CLA goes both ways. When it's below 100, values have to come up. When it's above 100, it's reflecting values have to come down, and values are equalized annually based on that percentage.
That answers my question greatly. Thank you. My final question is there anything that we can do as a community or as select board members to safeguard a runaway CLA or something like that from happening in the future?
It's difficult to, so the state is just coming from a do a reappraisal whenever you want type mentality, so typically going 10, 15 years, to say now it must be done every 6, regardless of your statistics. That is going to fix a lot of things. That's going to fix a lot of these runaway CLAs. It's going to really stabilize municipal tax rates. So that's, as a result of this statistical reappraisal, values go up, rates come down. So a really important concept to understand as a part of this is if your assessment increases 100%, it doubles, your taxes will not double. Right? So you now have a lower tax rate applied to a higher value. So the municipal tax rate is going to fall pretty considerably as a result of this reappraisal because the grand list is going to grow considerably.
How far off do you think we are with our current?
So the CLA is basically, when we talk about statistically, it's basically your interquartile, so like the median of all your sales is really what it's reflecting. We have 3 very distinct markets in town. We have a lake market, a mountain market, and downtown, and then everything else, the outskirts. On the lake, we're off considerably. I mean, we have multiple multi-million-dollar transactions, and You know, some of them are at 850, 950, some are 1,722. Whereas stuff out, you know, South Hill, East Hill, you get away, anything more like, you know, look at like Bixby. I mean, values have increased, but not to that magnitude at all. So that's how we create equity and fairness, is by reflecting values based on their markets, even within Ludlow, as opposed to just using an umbrella percentage to affect everybody as a whole. So not the condos, we're way off. You know, I'm really optimistic, and I'm already seeing the permits come through for renovations greater than 10,000, and now I have evidence. I have an aim to say this unit's been updated, and this one I don't see anything. You know, I don't see anything permanent, so I'm gonna have to make best assumptions off of that, and likely deal with the condo change in values heavily through the grievance process, where we will be doing inspections based on those grievance requests.
And this statistical reappraisal, that hits the 6-year appraisal window. So we have 6 years after that
Yes.
to do either statistical or full appraisal.
Yep, so we would actually have to, we can't do back-to-back statisticals. So by 2031, we'll have to do a full data collection reappraisal.
Yep. And when you said 60% of that, or it's 60% less to do statistical, and what is the estimated cost for the statistical?
Oh, it's not estimate, it's $180,000.
180, okay.
Yeah, that contract is all set.
Okay.
For the statistical,
For the statistics.
180,000.
Yeah, so a full, you know, this is, you know, our pricing today. Our pricing for reappraisal is getting a little scary because of the tax environment of the state. It's, you know, the majority of our cost is data collectors and interactions with taxpayers and grievance. And all of those things are becoming much more difficult. The stakes are much higher. And we're seeing basically, my partner and I, he's in the Northeast Kingdom, I'm down here, we saw on average a 15% increase in our grievances this past year from years prior, which is fine, but but typically, yeah, we're gonna run a statistical at less than half of the full.
I can't see it. I'm looking at it on my screen.
Huh?
Oh, I'm looking at that on here, but I didn't have that. I think it was from the computer.
Oh. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Thank you, Ryan.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, I'll be available to anybody if anyone else is informed.
Okay, thank you.
Which one?
Okemo seasonal update. Bruce? Thank you, guys.
Bruce Schmidt, 98 Chapman Road, Okemo. So, thanks for letting me come and talk, similar to what I've done in the past. We're starting our 70th season at Okemo. I'm actually going to be starting my 47th with 38 full-time. So not quite 70, but excited to see what's going to happen this season. We're going to kick off the ski season 22nd of November, Saturday, 22nd of November. Of course, the weather can change that. The summer into the fall, it was vibrant towards, I would say, from August on. First part, we all know we had some rain in the beginning, and then I got some nice weather August through October, and things went well. Some improvements, nothing that, stands out other than the normal infrastructure around the mountain. We did move some snowmaking pipe, from one side of the trail called Sweet Solitude on the summit, moved it to the south side to help because the wind just blowing into the woods. So it only took us 8 or 9 years to figure that out. We replaced a couple of snowcats and just normal upgrades with snow guns, looking for more efficient, and we replaced 600 nozzles on snow guns. So really helps with efficiency. That's our goal continuously. We've added a couple, we're starting a phasing digital signage program that's we're going to put in different areas around the resort to guide guests with signs that you see kind of like in a stadium but not as big that are outdoors. We're putting one at the Sunburst 6 and one at the bottom of the Jackson Gore base area. Scenic chairlift rides and the like of the attractions that we had at Jackson Gore went well. We also did a couple summit weddings. Those are exciting for the guests. There's a site at on the top. And one of the things that's really popular with us is summit yoga, which we do on Saturdays, and we can do up to 35 participants and normally sell out. We also supported the state of Vermont with the renovations of the fire tower. It's a new and improved tower. I haven't been up to it, but people say that it's now the stairs are better, and it's really they did a good job on it. We helped them with a couple things, but it was closed for a few weeks, so everything was going on. We're also really happy to be partners with Ludlow Rec's department on the 4th of July with the fireworks. And my understanding is we're going to talk about actually expanding the area and being able to make it even better for our guests people came to see the fireworks. My understanding was a really good thing. With the 70th anniversary, opened in 1956, so it'll be on the 31st of January, the first day that Okemo opened, with some trails off of the summit and the red lift and the blue lift. So exciting, for us as a company. We're going to do some different events, doing some family events. We're going to be doing the New Year's Eve celebration. We'll have fireworks. We're going to be doing the 70th anniversary celebration on 31st. We're going to be doing events all the way through day one, continuously, recognizing that. And then, as we talk a little bit about some of the environmental stewardship things that we do, I'm really proud of the environmental management program and the commitment to zero that we've done. We received an award, Waste and Recycling Badge from the National Skiers Association Sustainable Slopes Program. We have sorting stations in all of our lodges, and we recycle a significant amount of cardboard and other plastics. We also do green up. We worked on cleaning up Route 100, and we did some of the roads around the resort. Social services and the support in our community is really important to us, as is the local schools, and we're really passionate about new skiers and riders and our youth. We really worked hard to give out with our giving council over $73,000 worth of inclusive access and other community giving. Some of it's in kind, some of it's cash. Our partners include Okemo Mountain School, Black River Good Neighbors, Chester Andover Family Center, Springfield Family Center, and Ludlow Rotary. We're also really excited to host the school programs again. We do over 600 students a week that go through this program. And it's really good. We're actually expanding the program this year to have even more days on snow. It'll go from January 5th to March 19th. I want to, thank some of those who, work closely with us. We work with Patty at the transfer station. We bring our cardboard up there. Wula is available if we have a question on anything in the town. Mick Mealy, the Parks Department, with the fireworks, very great relationship with that. Ron Tarble of the Highway Department. And we probably work even closer with ambulance coordinator Stephanie Grover, Police Chief Warpole, and Fire Chief Whalen. And really can't thank enough for the support that they give us through all of you. They really do a great job of how can we help support? They give us feedback, they call us out when we need to be. I don't work as closely, but I do see them. I picked up the phone the other day and called Chief of Workable about something, and really right on. So thank you very much for setting that culture, and setting that tone. And continue to have collaboration with Cuba Valley Chamber of Commerce and other partners. But I really want to thank Brendan. Brendan has been, a partner with us, but he's been, more to me as someone that I can, speak to. The jobs that we have can be intense. We're gonna get a little Disney show. But the jobs, that we have can be a little intense, so we bounce ideas off of each other. And he always has the town and village best interests in mind. And I'll be like, well, what do you think about doing that? Well, I don't think that's the best way. This is what's going to be better for the town. And we have those type of, ideas and conversation. So thank you on a personal note for listening sometime to the event. But I really appreciate what he has done in the time that he's been here, and really the culture that you as select board members have made happen in the town. So I'll stop there. If anyone has any questions, I'm open to answer them.
Justin?
Good job, Mr. Schmidt. Appreciate all your hard work and being a good steward to our town. Just wanted to say thank you for extending the school program. I think that might be one of the biggest beneficial things that this town can experience. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's the right thing to do, and we want to continue to do that.
Anybody else?
Bruce, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. 11, public hearing flood zone regulation.
So the board will want to schedule a public hearing for the standalone flood regulations within the next month. I think normally we do these and Mrs. Carter is on as well, but I would recommend maybe doing it a half an hour prior to the select board meeting on the 1st. So you do it
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that seems to be the best. Is that an actual calendar review? That's pretty good.
That's how I run my
I
life.
like that. That's good. I might take after you, Judge. So I think that's the most, in lieu, we could schedule it and warn it at 5:30 on the 1st.
Okay.
And Justin has a say.
Justin?
That sounds good with me. Mr. McNamara, your last day is the 5th, so I
Can you
believe this
turn
is your
his-
second to last meeting.
I can't hear you.
I didn't hear a word you said.
Justin, repeat that again.
Sir?
Your final day is December 5th, meaning you actually owe us one more meeting, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's debatable.
He can be here, but Penny really needs to run it because she is the new town manager.
I'm actually going to run the Zoom.
Do we need to make a motion to schedule that?
Yes.
I make a motion that we set the flood reg for December 1st at 5:30.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Oh, Terry has a question.
Oh, go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, I did this public hearing for the planning commission, for the village, and then the village public hearing, and then the planning commission for the town, and nobody showed up. I think Noah asked a few questions out of sympathy, and I wouldn't schedule it for more than 15 minutes. You're just gonna be sitting around for another 15 minutes.
I think just in case, I understand that, but if you schedule it for 5:30, you have a half an hour. If we have to sit around, fine, but if not, you could end up pushing everything back. I mean, it makes no difference to me, but.
Okay, just want to put in my 2 cents.
Okay. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys opposed? Guys have it. Review and approve FY26 Dorsey Park press box bid.
So, just in the interest of transparency here, I'm not striking this from the agenda. We had investigated the option of redoing the press box at Dorsey for storage and to redo the unit that is there. We fixed some of the flooring that was there, which is adequate for what we have and our needs right now. You can see from the bids that we received, it's not financially feasible or responsible to do that there. So we are going to we're going to strike that, but I felt for the transparency of having it put out to bid and receiving the bids that we needed to do this, and those letters will be sent out, but we are going to strike that project.
Okay.
Just for the record, I think there's something special about Games at Dorsey.
Absolutely.
It's super cool. I'm really glad that the Josh Cole tournament and the Girls Invitational is still being held there. If it's something that we could generate some or just cover the cost there, I think this would be a different conversation where I say, hey, we're renting out that space or hosting games there. So just for food for thought for Nick, if it's something where, hey, there's a way to kind of pay for it, there is something special about that.
100%.
But, yeah, it's got to make sense in those numbers don't.
Okay, moving on to number 13, review and discuss 41 Depot Street Town Hall proposed parking lot lease.
So this is, you were provided with the letter from our neighbors at 41 Depot Street regarding the parking lot out back. As you're aware, that parking lot is relatively split. 41 Depot owns 10 spots to the left, basically following the property line of their building. The remainder of the spots to the right, as you're looking from the building, belong to one of the properties next door, which, per the parking agreement from 2023, shares with the town. You saw the proposal regarding the lease from 41 Depot, requesting a lease agreement with the town for those spots. My question to the board is really, obviously, this is not to have a public negotiating session over the lease or the costs or terms of the lease, but more of, does the town wish to pursue the lease, at which then I would ask that you allow myself to negotiate those terms with the owners. Abby is here, and we would do that together, which would come back to the board. If not, that is something the board needs to determine, and we go a different direction, which would create another situation. I just need some direction.
How many spots do we have, technically?
Out back, 4.
How many?
4.
I mean, we need to gain access to the back because that's our handicapped access,
That
but
is our handicap access.
I mean, to plow and maintain that for 4 parking spots and do what we do, I would leave it up to Brendan to discuss.
I'm in favor of that.
Yeah, so am I.
See what he can come up with.
Yep.
It would have to be, we would work on that would be, again, if that's the direction I would work with Abby too, but that would ultimately, at some point, come back to the board as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever you negotiate, you'll come back before things
Yep.
get.
Justin's.
Justin's got his hand.
Justin?
Mr. McNamara, would you be able to tell me what the right-of-way situation is?
With the what?
Right away.
I don't believe we have a right of way on the left-hand side of the building. We own the right-hand side where the small alleyway is between us and the mini park. But to my knowledge, we do not have a right of way that comes from in between what is 41 and what is formerly the eatery.
That is not a passable right-of-way on the deed.
No, not that I could decipher.
And what is the property line of 41 Depot Street in terms of taxation?
Base is what their lot is. The line is, obviously our buildings are very close. It extends out to cover those parking spaces, which is almost a direct line off the back of their building, which encompasses 10 parking spaces and that driveway out of the left-hand side of the building.
I think ultimately having a good relationship with our neighbors, I know that area it's funky. There's a lot of property lines in there. There's a lot of businesses. There's a lot of activity that happens everywhere in there. So, I think that, that's a key part of coming to, making sure we're all friendly and we can come up with something.
Oh, Abby.
And I just want to say, absolutely, that's entirely our direction is keeping it super amiable. It was a handshake deal with Frank Field over 15 years ago at this point, so to have something that's on paper would be great. And thank you, Brendan, for spearheading us working together. That is exactly what we're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, Abby. Bruce?
I just might recommend to the board that there may be one other board member. I've seen this happen where then there's some ownership of the board with Brendan. Then when they come back, you all are able to talk to that board member along with Brendan. So just a thought.
I would agree with that, especially since Mr. McNamara will be leaving his position soon.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I will touch base. I'll have one of you when we get work on that, and I will move forward with discussions with next door.
Okay.
I'll come back to the board.
Want to use me or?
I would use you, yes.
Huh?
It should be a chair.
Okay, moving on to 14, review possible improvement, moving on voting articles on budgetary items for FY27, the mover.
So this is really just an administrative item that, in speaking with the office and our auditors, we, for some reason, I don't know if it was just the way it's always been, but when the mover was voted as an appropriation, it was voted as a standalone item. This is just voting. It should be moved into the other appropriations as a budgeted item. So, but the board needs to do that, just to remove it as a standalone voted item.
So this will be like all the other. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
For some reason,
this is a clerical.
It's a clerical
Okay.
administrative. If for some reason it's always been a standalone item, we're not really sure why.
I make a motion that we move it to a voted article.
Do I have a second?
Budget.
Second.
Any other discussion? Being no discussion, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys opposed? Guys have it. Discuss possible approved holiday party.
This is the annual staff holiday party that is held in town. It's always a very well-received and well-attended event that is generally catered at a restaurant. It needs approval of the board. I think last year and the year before, the budget was $5,000. The last few years, I think it was, it's people look forward to it. It's a great time to get together and enjoy each other outside of work as much as we can. So I'm just asking for approval. We will put that out to bid, and then we'll come back with a bid approval request.
We have a motion.
Make a motion to move forward with the
Second.
party. Yep.
Second.
Any other discussion? Being no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys opposed? Guys have it. Municipal manager update.
So just a few things. We have a budget meeting on the 12th at 6 PM. Drafts of the first draft of the budget will be going out to you this week. So I will share those with you. So we'll have that meeting on the 12th, 6 PM. I will let you know ahead of time which what department heads will be attending to address that budget. Upper Crossroads is being paved tomorrow, thankfully. So the rain did not do that any favors up there, but it is getting taken care of tomorrow, and I have been assured of that.
Thank you.
So aside from that, was mentioned, this is my last regular board meeting, which is kind of strange, to be honest with you. It's been a interesting 3 months processing this a little bit. So, I just, not going to belabor this, but, I just got to thank the town, the community. This has been a tremendous experience for me. And as I said, it has nothing to do with the town. This is all me and just a life change. I've said this and I'd stand on it, that coming to Ludlow in this position professionally and possibly personally is one of the better things I've done in my life, to look at that. This board, I can't say enough about you guys. I've said it's been a pleasure to work with you or work for you. You've been supportive, you listen, you're always, abreast of what's going on, which in my shoes makes things a lot easier. I think I said to you guys earlier this week, that working with you has been a pleasure, but getting to know you guys on a personal level is probably more important than that. So I thank, each and every one of you immensely for giving me the support and the opportunity. And, Bruce kind of beat me to the punch on some of this, but in the job that I have, and, people have, sometimes it can feel like you're on an island sometimes. And I was fortunate where I had the support here that it didn't feel like that. The department, the staff up and down in this town is top notch. My department heads, fantastic. My department heads go out and make the town manager look good. They're on top of things. In our office, Diane Knight and Ula Cook, I can't say enough about what they do. And they had to put up with me and look out for me. And, what Diane and Ula do day in and day out is something that I can't sum up. So thank you to them as well. But also outside the municipality, you have to lean on a lot of people to get through things. My wife, my mother are at the top of the list. But, there are people here that I was fortunate enough to, when I picked up the phone, they picked up the phone. And they listened to me, gave me advice. That's Bruce Schmidt right there. Every time I called Bruce, he was on it and would listen to me, give me advice, got me through a lot. Chief Jeff Billings and Frank Yield are, and I'll leave it at that. I thank you guys tremendously for the support and just, giving me the chance is really what it comes down to. So I thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, moving on. Oh, Justin?
He's clapping.
Clap.
Oh. Other business? Noah?
Yes, so I've handed out to you guys and Alicia for the record. I want to propose, and I'm looking for a consensus to give Brennan the authority to put this on a letterhead and send a letter to the Two Rivers negotiating team and Two Rivers supervisory union, and I'll read that now. As leaders in In the town of Ludlow, we as the select board members wanted to express our concern about the length of the teacher contract negotiations, as well as the lack of understanding on each other's side and thus lack of progress that is happening. We understand that this contract involves the teachers' agreements for Ludlow Elementary, Mount Holly Elementary, Cavendish Town Elementary, Chester Andover Elementary, and Green Mountain Union High School. With that said, it is also important to note that each community most likely has their own concerns and needs in this agreement. While the Ludlow Select Board is not taking a side in these negotiations, we want to emphasize the importance of there being an agreement and that this may mean that both sides need to give some to make this happen. With the challenges our schools are facing, as well as uncertainty of the state leadership and the new potential school configurations, our teachers and administrators are working in a stressful time. As leaders, we want to encourage both sides in helping lessen the stress and to come to an agreement for the betterment of our students, parents, and especially teachers, administrators.
Brett, do you want this attached to the end of the minutes?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you want the grammar corrected?
Sure.
Thank you.
So with the grammar corrected on the letterhead, yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
My consensus, move forward.
Yeah, consensus.
I'll send it out tomorrow.
Thank you.
Any other business?
Dr. Wentz, let me get away without speaking one more time. Two things, though, if I could. I'd ask the board to think about, we'll set up some sort of steering committee to start the process of figuring out where you're going to house your town offices, your fire department, your police department. Tonight's just another example of how this building is becoming a problem. You don't have parking for your employees, you don't really have parking for your visitors. You're asking your mobility impaired folks to walk down a driveway and turn a corner in the winter to be able to get town services. That's a bad look. This building on top of you need for a police station, you need for a fire department, you need for an ambulance. The discussion really needs to start on what is your plan? As I'm reminded by Mr. Bates after every meeting, he tells me these things aren't going to happen overnight. So we need to start, tonight, and maybe we'll have this, in place 8 years from now, 9 years from now, 5 years from now. But to continue to put off this project, we know that we need these facilities, this municipal facility, and this takes time. We need to start that soon, every day. There's something else that pops up with these properties that needs attention. Now you deal with parking in the back. So let's start that process. Second piece is on a more personal note with Mr. McNamara. I want to thank him for everything he's done in listening to me, which isn't always easy. But anytime I call or an email or stopped in, his door was always open. And that's really the epitome of a public servant. To hear, to serve the public. Anytime the public comes in, good or bad. And I've spent many hours in his office. I'm not sure if I was giving him therapy or if he was giving me therapy, but
It was both.
But it worked. So I appreciate that. I appreciate what you've done for the town. And I just want to say thank you personally. And obviously, we're always going to remember you as the guy in the back.
Thank you, Eric. Anybody else for other business? Possible items for next meeting? I think you got it. All good?
I guess I'm not going to be here.
Oh, you're going to be here.
I'll do the agenda.
Sign warrant order's been done. Possible executive session, personnel, contract, legal issues, being none, so we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second? Second. All those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Guys opposed? Guys have it.